Lesson 86, Division of Polygons. This is a very easy lesson, but it's kind of long, so we need to make sure that we are focusing on what we're learning. Okay, the first one is a very simple one. Notice that you are dividing a trinomial here, divided by a monomial. Remember, trinomial has 3 terms, monomial has 1. Now in this case, all we have to do is divide each of these terms by x. Remember that the rule for division is that we subtract the exponents. So 3x3 divided by x is 3x2 because 3 minus 1 is 2. The same in the next one. 7x2 divided by x is going to be 7x because 2 minus 1 is 1. And in the last one we have x divided by x, which is 1. We have a negative 1, and that is our answer. In the second example, we have the same. Even though we have here an x with a number in front and an exponent, it's still a monomial, so we're going to divide each one of these by 4x4. And if we divide that, it's going to be 12 divided by 4, which is 3. And then subtracting x to the 12th power divided by x to the 4th power, we subtract 12 minus 4, which is 8. Then we do negative 8 divided by 4, which is negative 2. And x8 divided by x4 is x4 because we subtract 8 minus 4. And then the last one is 4 divided by 4 is 1. And x6 divided by x4 is x2 because we subtract, and 6 minus 4 is 2. And that is our answer. Now before we continue with the next examples, I want to do a little bit of review on long division. Remember, this is called the divisor, which is the one dividing. And then we have the dividend, which is the one being divided. The answer is going to be the quotient. When we divide, we need to grab the first one from the dividend divided by the first one on the divisor. Let me just do it here so that we follow the same pattern. If I divide 7 divided by 5, that is 1. And so I'm going to put here 1. And then I'm going to multiply. I'm going to multiply 1 times 5, which is the divisor, and that is 5. Now, what do we do now? Do you guys remember? We subtract. So 7 minus 5 is 2, which is what is left over when I divide. Then we're going to continue with the next number, which in this case is 8. We bring it down. And we do the same. So now we divide 28 divided by 5. Notice how we repeat the same process over and over. 28 divided by 5 is 5 because 5 times 5 is 25. So I put my answer here, the 5. And then I'm going to multiply times the divisor, which is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. And then again, we subtract. We have 3 left over. So we bring down the other 3. And then we do everything again. We put 33 divided by 5, which in this case is 6. Put our answer on the quotient area. Multiply times 5, which is the divisor. That is 30. Then subtract. And then bring down another one. Do again everything. 31 divided by 5 is 6 again. So we put another 6. Remember to put in your answer there on the quotient area so you don't forget any of the numbers. 6 times 5 again is 30. And then when we subtract, the result is 1. And that 1 is what we call the remainder. Okay? And in elementary, you learn to put the remainder like this with a 1. So let's do this example, which is a division, a long division with polynomials. The first thing we're going to do is write these in descending order according to the exponents, and the same with the divisor. So let me put it here. We're going to start with 3x3, then we're going to have the negative 2x2, then we'll have the 5x, and then the plus 50. Notice that we have x3, x2, x1, x0. So we have them all. Now we're going to put here the divisor, which is x minus 3, and again is also in order. Now this is very simple. Again, it's just long, but we can do this, okay? So follow my steps and even do what I'm going to do here on the side. So what we're going to do is put the 3x3, which is the first one here, divided by the first one on the divisor, which is x. When we divide that, the answer is 3x2. And that's going to go here, notice, on the column of the x squared. So that's our first answer. Now we're going to multiply times what we multiply on the other one. Remember, we multiply by the divisor. So that's what we're going to multiply here by the divisor, which is x minus 3. When I multiply that, I have to do the distributive property. So 3x squared times x is 3x to the third power. And 3x squared times negative 3 is negative 9x squared. Now, again, if we go back to our previous example, now what we need to do is subtract. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to subtract. Now, this is very, very important. So please follow my lead. Look for another color and do what I'm going to tell you, okay? Notice that if we subtract, we're going to subtract all of it. When we have a negative in front of our parentheses, we know it changes the signs here and here. So what we're going to do is instead of putting that parentheses, what I want you to do is remember that when you are in that step, what you want to do is subtract. So you're going to change the signs of the first one and also of the second one. And you're going to do it with a different color. Notice I'm using a red so I don't forget what I'm doing. Now, when we add these now, because it's ready to just combine them, 3 minus 3 is 0, and that's what we want. We want to cancel the first one. Now, the other one is going to be negative 2 plus 9, which is 7x squared. Now, what's the next step? Well, we bring down the next one, which in this case is 5x. So we put here 5x. And now we do everything again. So I'm going to start with 7x squared divided by x. And that's 7x. So we put here plus 7x. Then we're going to multiply by the divisor, which is x minus 3. And the answer is going to be 7x squared minus 21x. Now notice again, this is very important. If you're doing this correctly, these two have to be the same. So that whenever I subtract and I change signs, they cancel. So now grab that other color and change signs. The 7 that is positive is now negative, and the 21 that is negative is now positive, and we combine. When we combine, the first two cancel, and 5 plus 21 is 26x. We have one last step, which is bring down the 50. Notice that we can still divide 26x divided by x, which in this case is 26. And again, don't forget to put it here in your answer in the quotient area. So 26 times x minus 3, which is the divisor, it's going to be 26x minus, and 26 times 3 is 78. And again, one last subtraction. We change signs with a different color. Please use a different color. That's going to help you. All right, so the first two cancel, just like all of them have canceled. And then if I add 50 plus 78 is 128. And that's our remainder. But notice that our remainder is from what is missing or what is left over when we divide by x minus 3. So the way to put it here is to put in plus 128 over x minus 3. So every time you have a remainder, you have to put this fraction at the end with the remainder over the divisor. And that's it. That's our answer. Pretty easy, right? All right, let's do another example. I'll let you guys try this one by yourself. So stop the video and try to do it alone. Remember to start by writing the terms in descending order according to the exponent, okay? So pause the video and try to do it by yourself. Okay, I hope you did it. Now let's check it. The first thing, put it in order. Second thing, right here, the first one, which is negative 2x3 divided by x. When I divide that, the answer is negative 2x2. And that's going to be the first thing I write here, negative 2x2. Then we're going to multiply by the divisor, which is x minus 2. When I do that, I get the same thing, notice. If we are not getting the same thing, that we're doing something wrong. And then plus 4x squared. Then with a different color, remember to change your color, you're going to change the signs. Okay? All right, so then we combine those two. The first one cancels, and that's 0. And negative 1, remember there's a 1 there, even though we don't see it. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5x squared. Then we repeat everything. We bring down the negative x. We divide minus 5x squared over x. The answer is negative 5x, and I put it here in my answer. Then I'm going to multiply times x minus 2, which is the divisor. When I do that, I'm going to get negative 5x squared, and negative 5x times negative 2 is positive 10x. Again, change your color and change signs. When I combine, these two cancel, and negative 1 minus 10 is negative 11x. Final step, we bring down the 4, and we divide everything again. Notice how it's very repetitive, so it's very, very simple. The negative 11 is the last thing that goes here on our answer. We multiply times x minus 2, and we're going to get negative 11x. And negative 11 times negative 2 is positive 22. And again, we change colors to change signs. We're ready to combine. The first two cancel. And 4 minus 22 is negative 18. And again, I'm going to come here, put negative 18 over x minus 2, which is the divisor. And that's it. That's our answer. Very good. Hope you got it correct. Okay, let's do one more. In this case, you can notice that you have x3, x1, and x0. So when I write it here, I have to add the 0, x2. Because we have to have a number or a term in each of the columns. So if we don't have the x squared, we have to put 0x squared. So don't forget to do that whenever you are rewriting your exercise. And then the other one is not in order, so I have to write it in order. Now that we have it in this way, ready to go, we do it everything exactly the same. So the only difference was that we had to add a 0, x2. But I'll just do everything kind of quickly here. That is 3x2. Then I'm going to multiply times x minus 3. And that's going to be 3x3 and minus 9x2. I change color and change signs. And those two cancel. And 0 plus 9 is 9x squared. Then we bring down the minus 2x. And we do everything again. Put it here in the answer. And then multiply times the divisor. We get 9x squared. And 9 times negative 3 is negative 27x. We change colors to change signs. And then we're ready to combine. The first two cancel. And 27 minus 2 is 25x. And then we bring down the 5. And then we do everything again with 25x divided by x, which is 25. Put it here in our answer. And then multiply times x minus 3. And again, that's going to be 25x. And that's going to be negative 75. Change colors to change signs. And combine. When we combine, these two cancel. And 5 plus 75 is going to be 80, which is our remainder. So we put plus 80 over x minus 3. And that's it. That's our answer. For this last example, I want you to again pause the video. Try to do it by yourself. Notice that we are missing the x squared and the x, so you have to put the zeros. Okay, so pause the video and then you can check. Okay, so for this last exercise, we have it in order and we put the 0x squared and the 0x. So since it's very repetitive, I'm just going to let this happen and let you see what I did. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And that's our answer. I hope you got it correct. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.